Hi Aries, this is Sunstone Astrology, and we are going to look at your stars for February 5th. This is the chart of the moment for February 5th, and the thing I notice is something that is coming into effect for you today, affecting both your long-term partnerships in the 7th house, where the moon is. See right here, the moon. And your 10th house, it's your house of career. So here we have long-term relationships, partnerships. That could be your wife or your business partner or an old friend. Someone who you have made some kind of an agreement with, like commitment. And over here, I'm just highlighting this triangle here. I'm putting it in red because this is a frictional alignment. In astrology, they call this a T-square. It's kind of this ants in your pants, agitated energy. Particularly unstable, kind of like that music you hear. That's a Peruvian band playing in the distance. Try not to let that bother you. But anyway, here we have our moon. This governs our emotions. So I want to ask you, what are you feeling in the space of your long-term partnerships and relationships? Are you feeling like they're in balance? Feeling like they're out of balance, or feeling like you have certain needs that you want to be met? Maybe someone else is voicing their needs to you in this space. Okay, so this is your moon, your emotions, in your 7th house. So you're feeling things in your long-term partnerships, feeling things about your marriage. This is something that's going to happen for the next day or so. Okay. Particularly today, though. And it's forming a difficult angle with some kind of interesting planets here. Particularly, and this is a pretty tight angle, with Pluto in Capricorn. Okay, so Pluto is like concentrated power. Okay, so and this is in your 10th house, and this planet's been moving through your 10th house very slowly. So it's like this being in touch with the power of your reputation, having more power in the space of how you're seen in the world, and it's kind of like you've been playing with that over the last 7 years or so. But that power, those power dynamics, power struggles, kind of like this feeling of my career, my reputation is important for my survival. It's coming into conflict with the emotional needs you have in your long-term partnerships. Okay, so what comes to mind there, Aries, right now? And then this is a wider, or a lot of astrologers might not give you a T-square with Uranus here. Okay, but so this Pluto, think of Pluto as just kind of going, and maybe there's some conflict between the way you are putting a lot of focus and life or death sort of energy into your career and the way your partners are reacting to that. Maybe your partners are talking, or maybe you're feeling yourself like, I really need to be spending more time with my significant other, or, I don't even have a significant other. I've just been all focused on my career. And we add Uranus into the mix, and Uranus says, hey, we need to shake things up. We need a surprise here. All right, so what kind of surprises are coming up really in the space of your individual self, your body, and your need to take risks, your adventurous side. So how are these three elements coming into conflict with each other? Is your adventurous side and your need to kind of surprise people with how you look and how you kind of just jump into new things, is that coming into conflict with your partner? You know, like, oh, you're such a rebel, freedom lover, focused on yourself, versus your partner's like, hey, what about me? Or maybe it's the opposite for you. Maybe you're like, hey, my partner seems distant and almost unemotional and detached from me and only concerned about himself. But I want to be in partnership with this person. I want a partner in crime who's my buddy, my friend. These two could be coming into conflict, and then you bring Pluto into the mix, and Pluto just gets kind of like, we need to transform this. We need to really just dig into this, and because this sort of push me pull you thing, it's getting in the way of my career, my reputation, and what I really want to be doing in the world in terms of my highest ambitions and goals for climbing the ladder. Okay, so these three things, they could be in conflict with each other. They could be, not working well with each other. Meanwhile, you've got a great opportunity here. Oh, we're going to change colors here because this is Sun and Moon are really looking good. So, if you can just, if you could just leave behind your career concerns for a bit, just kind of set those aside. Don't worry about what people think of you. Don't worry about your highest ambitions. Take a break with your special significant other, because there's a lot of opportunities here with this beautiful angle with the Sun. So Sun and Moon are in a trine relationship, and this is in your 11th house. 11th house is your community, your friend groups, your peer groups. So maybe you and your long-term partner can do something fun in a group activity. I don't know what that could be, but you might know something that you and your partner like to do in groups. It could just be as simple as doing something with your church group or your meditation group, or your maybe you're in some kind of a group activity together that you both enjoy. So that could be a great outlet for this difficult dynamic. Another thing you might consider is exploring the exact opposite of the apex of the T-square, which would be right down here. That could balance things out. What's that? That's Cancer in the 4th house. So, you might want to check in with your family. Check in with your home life. How's your home looking? Is it comfortable? Is it cozy? Your family, check in with mom and dad even, especially because the 4th house can represent the father. Consider checking in with dad, but just family stuff. How's your home? Does your home feel good, or have you been too busy, out doing adventurous sport stuff, entrepreneurial career stuff, or just focusing on your business partners, that you forgot to bring some warmth and coziness at home. You've been working so late that you haven't made time for being at home. But this would be a good day to either spend some time at home, make sure your home is feeling comfortable and cozy and safe, or you could also go out with your partner. But I think that it would really do well to be in a group environment with your partner. So like in your peer group, or volunteering activities, anything like that involves you and your partner in a group. That would I think, go over great today. All right, so if you have any questions, please leave a comment, and make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy this content. Have a great day, Aries.